everybody. Welcome back to the Huddle, the Review.com's weekly high school sports show. I'm Executive Editor Rob Toder, joined as always by Mike Brown, our sports editor. And Mike, we're getting into the nitty-gritty time of high school spring sports. Let's start with track and field because those young men and ladies have started their move towards the state finals in Columbus in a couple of weeks. And St. Thomas off to a good start so far.
My goodness, Rob, I covered that at Norwayne on Wednesday night, and St. Tom put on a clinic. They really did. They won 3 individual district titles. This is just day one, where field events and the 4x800 relay were the only final events on day one. St. Tom won 3 of those events and set district records in 2 of them. And they had some great performance. I mean, Athena Welch just tore up their 4x800 girls relay, won a district title. Their boys 4x800 relay won a district title. You know, and they won a couple other district titles as well. So St. Tom looks very primed in the postseason, and I think, especially on the girls' side, I think they've got a chance to really challenge for a state title in a couple of weeks in Columbus.
Yeah. Last year, St. Tom girls came very close to winning a state title.
Yeah.
How much do you think that has helped them prepare for this year, knowing now what they just got to do a little bit more to get over the hump?
Right, and I asked that of Dr. Randy Crawford, the St. Tom girls coach, on day one at the Norwayne district, and he said exactly that he feels that they're strong, especially in the field events, because St. Tom is so good in the running events. But I think they've strengthened their field events this year, and that may be the tipping point that helps them out in a couple weeks in Columbus, because you know they're very good in the pole vault. They won the district long jump last night, and that's a real plus for them. It really is.
Okay. Looking ahead to Division II now, that'll finish up this weekend. Who are some of the names that we'll be looking for in Division II?
Well, in Division II, we have a little bit of a question mark. One of the best male athletes is Garrett Floyd of Marlington. Unfortunately, he has been suffering through an injury, a pulled muscle in the back of a knee, and he was unable to go in the NBC meet, which was a shame last Friday night. But they wanted to rest him when he actually re-aggravated this injury in the warm-ups in the prelims. So they pulled him out to rest him, and hopefully he's going to be able to go at the Salem, because he's our best area boy athlete as far as in running events. I mean, I think he's a kid who could get to state in multiple events. I think he's that good. But we'll have to see how he comes along with the injury. And then some of the other good ones that are going to be at the Division II Salem would be, you know, Zach Robbins of West Branch in the high jump, who was the state runner-up last year and has already gone 6'8" this year in the high jump. I mean, that you do 6'8", you're going to be right there challenging for a state title again. And Jake Zinni, another one, finished 5th in the state last year in the discus. He's back and doing really well. And we've got the West Branch girls have some good. We have a lot of good individuals. That get to Columbus. The parade is led by St. Thomas Aquinas. I think they're going to be the best when it's all said and done. But we've got a lot of good. Devin Kring from Louisville in Division I. There's one of the better female athletes in our area in track. So we've got a lot. I mean, our area is so good in track. It always is. You know, some schools or some areas are good in certain sports. Our area is always good in track every spring. I bet we will have over 40 to 50 kids will go to Columbus in state.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. Speaking of Zach Robbins of West Branch, the high jumper, we have a lot in common. You know, I once high jumped 8 inches.
That's true. I've heard that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so-
impressive.
Yeah,
My
so,
goodness.
not to
Wow.
brag, not
Can
to
I
brag,
have your
but-
autograph?
Not to brag, but you know, we have a lot in common, Zach. So good luck to you. Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk baseball and softball. We know baseball. St. Thomas and Western Reserve have punched their tickets to the regional tournament next week up in the Pipe Yard
Yes,
in Lorraine.
absolutely.
If you've never been there before, that's an exciting trip, about an hour and 40 minutes away. But let's talk about St. Thomas and Western Reserve baseball. They have the opportunity to meet in a regional final. They both
sure
get through
do.
the semifinals.
Yep, and the nice thing for those two is they both got there last year too, so they have that regional experience. And if they would both win their semifinals, they would be playing for a chance to go to Columbus. And obviously last year, Western Reserve made it to Columbus. And I think both of them are quality baseball teams, and they've had great seasons. They've got that experience at the highest level, and it's going to be fun to see how that plays out next week.
Yeah, and those two teams were also playing while we were filming this. in the softball district final, so we're guaranteed a team. One of those two teams. What do those two teams have that will allow them to get an opportunity to advance?
Well, I think they both have good pitchers, and in softball, if you have good pitchers, you can go a long way in a tournament. They have that. St. Tom and Western Reserve, they've got good athletes. St. Tom has the Sunland sisters, who also are on the track team. I mean, they're doing both sports. And when you look at Western Reserve, they got a lot of good athletes. Got Leah Hughes, people like that. They both are loaded with good athletes on those teams and good pitching. So, I think they've got a shot too, both of them.
Okay, all right, so sounds good. We got a lot of action. Make sure you check out the Alliance Review each day in the review.com for updated coverage and live coverage of all these events and much more. And if you see Mike or myself at one of these events, make sure you stop by and say hello. For Mike Brown, this is Rob Toder. We'll talk to you next week.